Hello again. I'm finally back with the last of these little books that I've been making. I had hoped to have them finished long before now, so I'm sorry yet again to the ladies that are waiting for them. Everything I had to do this month just took longer than it was supposed to. We were moving our kids back to the city, and with everything the way it is, it just took so much longer than we thought it would. And yeah, some other bits and pieces going on, so getting back to my books has been quite difficult. So I finally did, and finally got them finished. So I'm late with my design team projects for ArtyMaze and Tracie Fox for September, and this is what these are. I've got myself a bit muddled on what kits I've used because Andrea and Tracy have been doing collaboration kits. There's a mixture of these in these, so they can sort of be classed, I think, as design team projects for both, because I will list all the kits I've used in the description box, but I've sort of forgotten what's what and whose is whose. It really has been, September was that kind of month, so I'll just do flip throughs of them, and if anybody's specifically interested in something they see, I can tell you about it and just ask me a question about it. But I will put the kits in the description box because like I say, I've sort of lost track of what I've used. So I will do this one first. This one ended up very blue because I did use Tracy's Ola Chic kit for this one. It's one of my favourite kits because blue's one of my favourite colours to work with. As I said in the previous video, this is the little books I made using the Amity Bloom course. I just made the measurements an inch smaller than what you're instructed in the kit to do. So I ended up with these smaller ones, which was really nice. This is quite chunky, but it's because I've added quite a lot of bits and pieces. So when you take the ephemera out, it's not quite as chunky as that. And I do like to decorate the edges of my pages because I love this effect of lots of bits sticking out. So you do end up with it a little bit thicker on this side because of that. But I like that, so it's fine. I've used lots of vintage lace. There's some Tim Holtz bits and pieces like the dangles and clips and things, the roses. I've used lots of vintage buttons. The majority of them are shell. And then I had this lovely necklace that was the perfect tone for the kit. So I just took this necklace to bits. So all the wee dangles pretty much came from the same necklace, so they tie in together really nice. So just check them in frame. So we've got a wee flip on the front and a little card here. And there's a little tag and a belly band there. And we've got a wee flip here and a little pocket and some wee bits and pieces in a glassine bag in there. And then you've got the wee flip again here. And I've used die cuts and various bits of scrap paper to build up collages for this one. And then this is the pages of the kit that I've obviously made smaller. And I just think this is a really pretty kit. So I've done very little other than a bit of gesso and some maybe washi tape and things. I've done very little to the tags. I just did quite a lot of layering with various bits of paper and fabric and the tulle. So we've got a wee tuck here. So I've used some vintage pages from a wee diary. This is from a ledger. And this is from the kit. So what I did this time, instead of tea dyeing the kit, I just copied, again, I think this is a kit Tracy does, of sort of vintage papers, and I just copied that on the back instead of tea dyeing the pages. So I've got another pocket here, It's again with embellishments and mother of pearl buttons. I love the fact this is some old letters I had, and what I did is I tea dyed them and the ink came out and sort of made them a lovely colour, but you still sort of see the writing, but it's faint enough that you could write over the top, so I really like that. I've done some decoupage of this napkin, which is peacocks. And there's a wee envelope here. And another wee tag in there. Did a wee bit more embellishing on that one. Oops, some threads. And again, lots of wee layers. I sat with my scrap box and made up lots of little layers with, and I just love them, sort of lots and lots of little bits sewn together just give this lovely effect. And because I stitch them and I don't glue them till the very end, you get lots of sort of bits sticking up, which I really like. So another wee tag with some little cutouts in there. And this is from the kit. This is an envelope that what I normally do when because I don't have a laser printer, it's an inkjet printer I have, so obviously the colours will run if you wet them. So what I did with this one is what I normally do is I spray them gently with tea dye and then quickly pat it off and then dry it so it doesn't come through to the colour on the other side. But somebody phoned me while I was doing this and it came through and ran the colours, but I absolutely love the effect it did on this specific colour. Obviously of this envelope you got this lovely green, so I'm going to leave that in because I thought the effect was really cool, even though it was actually a mistake. I think some of the nicest things I've done in some of my books were mistakes to start with. So another wee tag. Love this image. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I'm doing lots of ums again. I can hear myself. And another wee tag here, again with just some layers of sari silk. And another tag here with some more embellishments here. Like I said, I didn't do a lot to these tags because they're just so lovely. I just put a bead and some sari silk on each of them. Another wee tag here. And so then we've got our fabric page and another wee fabric page and some Tim Holtz paper. I've popped this postcard in, which I thought was really nice with the daisies. Another wee tuck pocket here. In this one you've got a pull-out journaling card in there. I've used one of the Tim Holtz dies where you can fit in all the little bitties. So I've done that there. Another wee die cut here and a sticker on the back. So that is that one. I don't know what I did with the tie of it. This one does have a home to go to. The other four, well, they've all got homes to go to, but this one has been picked by the first lady on my list that gets to choose. So I'll be in contact in sort of order to the other people waiting for them, and you'll get to pick them in order of when you contacted me, if that makes sense. So these two are quite similar. The second two I used the same kit. It's the ArtyMaze. Oh, is it Vintage Days? Or I will link it below. But that's the pages of the kit I've used for this one. But again, the collaboration kits have ended up in both of these. So this one has sort of got a bluish theme to it because of the sari that I used for it. I've got a metal butterfly here on the front, which I've just used lots of beading to decorate around. This is a little bit of vintage. I got these vintage scraps. Actually, some of them are here. I got these lovely, they're just vintage scraps of old quilts, and I got them on eBay. So I used one for the front cover of both these books, and what's nice is the lining, blanket linings coming through, and this one was obviously very worn, but you've just got little bits left of the fabric, and I love how the effect I got with that. Again, I've used lots of vintage lace and things through this, and again lots of wee dangles. So we've got a little pocket on the front and another belly band here and a wee pocket here. The decoupage I've done in this one is feathers. I've got this lovely napkin that's got these feathers on it, so I used that for this one. And a wee flip here, and this is a vintage receipt. I got a pile of these off eBay. It's like a receipt, but it folds up into an envelope, so I'm guessing that's how it would have been sent. So I think they're kind of cool. So that's from 1969. I just thought they were kind of cute in there. And I've used a clip on this one. And here we've got the flip out again. Oh, this is just a nice vintage envelope. It's got nothing in it, but I thought the colour works really well. And again, we've got the wee flip here that I've done some decoupage and sort of layers in. So again, some really lovely vintage lace I've used in this one. And I've made some tags. I've used the wee banner bits and just tied them at the top so they could go over the top of pages so that the wee pretty bit sticks out the top. And this is some of that lovely sari trim from, is it Boho Tree on Instagram. Really nice bits and pieces. I've got a wee pocket there. I've got a wee tuck here. I used quite a few of these dies, the negative part, and I thought I could make them all into little pockets, but it doesn't really work on some of them because there's too many wee bits sticking out, but this one worked okay, so I've just popped some little bits in there. I've got a wee pocket here, and another wee pocket here, and this is an old receipt from 1909, check stub receipt, another one here, that one's from 1919. So there's plenty of journaling space in them. And we've got some, this is a vintage ticket and some vintage playing cards. Oh, one of my curls. I love these. They're gold on them. I think they're really pretty. And we've got beads and butterflies in the middle of this one. It's another negative here. I think I might, before I send this one out, I might put another wee maybe bit of layering over the top of some of these. But I thought I have to get the videos done now or I'm never going to get round to doing them. But there is a couple of wee bits that I'm not entirely, I don't think are entirely finished. I might go back in. Like this one, you'll see there's more layers and then another little bit on top. So I might add in some other wee bits. So when the person gets it, there might be some extra little bitties that have been added. Got another wee tuck in there, and again just lots of layers of vintage bits and pieces. Yeah, I just want to add more to that. As pretty as it is, I just feel it needs a wee bit more. And this is our fabric page here. And that's a wee pocket on that one. And I made a little book out of some scraps for this pocket. And we've got one of these big journaling cards from Tim Holtz. And again, we've got a wee journaling card which I've used lots of layers and some of the labels and things for. And another one of the little Tim Holtz I never remember what that one's called. And a little pocket here, and that's the back of that one. And we'll pop onto this one. So this one's got a more, I deliberately didn't tie these in bows because I get myself tangled. So this one I used this is some stained, what do you call that again? Seam binding. And I love the colour of it, and there's a gold sari trim in this one, so that all I thought tied together really nice. So that's what I went with this one. And again on this one I used butterfly again, and that same vintage quilt where you can see it's almost like the fabric's only left where the stitching is, and then you see the old blanket coming through that's been used as the lining. So I really like that. And this is sort of birds through it, this one, because I used a napkin with these really pretty birds on it as the decoupage for this one. Then we've got a vintage ticket in there in the belly band. A wee tuck here. And the wee flip outs, we've got a couple of wee tucks in there as well. Oh, I haven't put anything in there, I will. So again, I used a necklace that matches throughout, so it's from the same necklace I've used in this one, and then I put a couple of buttons on the end of some of them. And we've got the wee flip here, which I've used some layered and die cuts and things for that. And this is the same kit as in the last one. It's a huge kit, so there was enough pages for both little books. So it's very similar layout to the other one. And I've used the wee birdies to decorate. Wee tag here just with a paper clip. Oops. Oh, I hadn't worked out where that was going, because I was going to put another wee clip on the top. So another little tuck here with a vintage check stub. And we've got a pocket here with a vintage ticket, and this is from one of the collaboration kits that is full of sort of vintage faux ephemera. And another one here, another little tag that so that could go over a page if you wanted it to. And another wee sort of just layers of tulle and various old crocheted bits. Popped another one of those vintage cards, and there's a vintage receipt in this one as well, which is from the library, 1952. And we've got another vintage check stub in there. It's from 1909. On these ones you can see I've used, well, I don't know if you'll see on camera, I've used little seed beads for these ones. So even though they don't have a great deal of layering, the seed beads really lift it. So I think that's what the other one's missing. I think I'm always critical when I finish a book. I start looking, oh, I should do this and I should do that. I don't think I'm ever entirely happy. Again, another wee pocket here using some vintage lace and some dangles. So I popped a Tim Holtz card there, and I made a little book for this one as well. And this one has a wee journaling card in there as well. And this has got the wee Tim Holtz. I haven't inked these yet, I've just noticed. And a pocket here at the back as well with some more vintage lace. This was a tablecloth. And then some embossing on the back. So there we go. That is them finally finished. I think I was a bit... I think it was a bit optimistic to think I could make 6 of these little books all at the same time. So this is them all. I don't think there's any way I'll get them all in. So what I will do is I will contact the people waiting for these in order that you contacted me about a book. So the lady that was at the top of the list has chosen this one, so that will be hers. So I will, so basically everybody will get to pick which one they want in order of when you contacted me. And that'll be that. I think I have 2 other ladies after this to do books for that I agreed to do a commission for, and then that will be me. I'm going back to just making them and popping them in my shop when I'm done for a little while, because I don't know how often I'm going to get into my craft room and things over the next few weeks, so I want to do it that way for a little while. So as I said before, if we've spoken about a book, then I'm still going to do them. I just won't be taking any more commissions at the moment. But thank you very much for watching, and again, sorry to the ladies that have been waiting for these. I do get there eventually, but the minute life gets in the way, the first thing that happens is my crafting mojo goes out the window, and I just can't seem to get my head in the game at all. But fingers crossed, that is me sorted for the next wee while, and I will get everything finished and done. So thank you very much for watching and listening to me rambling on. And again, any questions, oh, that's one of the things I was going to say. For anyone that's been leaving me comments on my videos on YouTube and I haven't replied to you, I'm really sorry. I've only just discovered that I do everything on my iPad. I don't have a computer. But I recently got a YouTube Studio app for the iPad, and I've realised that I've been missing notifications for people leaving me comments. I thought they just automatically came up in my notifications on my YouTube app, but I've discovered they don't. And I don't check my emails that often. Social media in general I'm really, really bad with. So I don't check messages as regularly as I should, and I don't check emails. So I assumed that if it came up in my notifications on my YouTube, then I knew there was a comment had been left. But I've discovered I have comments going back quite a few videos that I haven't seen, and I haven't commented on. So I'm going to try and go back and sort that, and I'll be more aware of that and use the YouTube Studio app to check on that for future videos. So yes, thank you. I really appreciate all the comments people leave, and I'd hate for somebody to think I'd ignored them. So I'm saying thank you for all the lovely comments, and I will try and go back and like them all and read them properly now that I've discovered there's some there. But like I said, I didn't realise. I just assumed I would get a notification on the normal app that I use for YouTube. But I've got tons of YouTube videos to watch. I keep getting notifications every day that people are posting videos, and I'm so behind on watching my YouTube channels that I like, because there's just been so much going on. But so yeah, so I will get that sorted as well. Rambling again. So again, thank you so much for watching, and to the people waiting for these books, I will be in touch. Thank you very much. Bye.